Okay, let's start, guys. Then let's go with some small demo on it. So Anish and Srikanth, you guys are working or just you done MS or okay. Leave it, guys, and the purpose of this course is like we'll be covering the AWS Architect and the SysOps as well. Both will be covered in this course, and this is the if you see this, let's open this before we go ahead. Let's open the browser and this course mainly covers these two, this architecting AWS certified solution architect and AWS certified SysOps administrator. So for our course we'll cover these two starting level certifications, but it is not for the developers, not for the developing AWS certified. So only for AWS certified solution architect and AWS certified SysOps administrator. So we'll give the content what will be covered. You can't hear anything. So this course covers this AWS certifications. There are 3 streams in certification. One is architecting, and one is operations, and one is developing. This is for developers, and the one that we are covering is architecting and operations. So these both contents from this certifications are covered in our course, and these are the starting level. Professional level is so advanced until unless you work minimum of 1 year to 2 years, you can't go with that. But at this moment, these two are fine and very much valid in present market. Okay, so let's go with the basic understanding of cloud, and then we will go with some global infrastructure of it. Okay, so what exactly, everyone says, sir, I'm using cloud and I'm using cloud, and I don't know cloud. So what exactly this cloud is? The definition that I have is, I just copied from Wikipedia. It's not I prepared, so, but I will explain what exactly this cloud means and related to this AWS. Okay, so cloud computing is something which is online resources, which having a shared processing resources, and these are the main characteristics. Shared processing, that means multiple tenants should able to use that, and on demand. If you ask something, let's imagine we'll take servers. We are asking in the cloud, and when if we ask for 1,000 servers, they should able to give us the 1,000 servers. And rapidly provisions. What is the difference between on-demand and rapidly provisions? If you ask, they should say that they should able to provide 1,000 servers. Rapidly provision means with no time, it should be, those servers should be available to us. So it should be shared, on demand, and rapidly provisioned online service, and with minimal management effort. What that means, minimal management effort. Well, let's take an example of if you want to buy any server or some online tool that you want to buy in a real days. What will happen? If it is a server, we need to call at least 2 vendors from HP or Dell, at least 2, or IBM, or at least 2 guys will call them and get the codes from them and and negotiate with them and what is the price and capacity planning with the IT team. And once everything goes well, then it will go to the finance team after agreed price, and then we will raise a PO. Then it will be CEO will be approved that PO, then it will be passed to the vendor, then it will be then they will process and package the server and send it back to us. This is what, there is a huge manual effort apart from the getting the server. There is a huge manual admin effort will be there. Finance team and the CIOs will be involved on that, and network team, I mean the storage, I mean the servers team will be involved on it by, for capacity planning and all. Then it will be sent to us. So this hassle has been gone nowadays. So we just go to the cloud provider and give us the credit card and you'll get your server back. So not only getting the servers on demand and rapidly provisioned, the management effort to purchase the servers also reduced. So in this example, we just took an example of servers, but it's also equivalent to even purchasing of the Microsoft Windows 2008 OS or Office 2000. So all these kinds of manual effort also reduced. So any online computing service which is capable enough to host multiple tenants and it has the capacity of on-demand and can the resources provided in rapidly, rapid speed with no time and with less management effort. If any service is satisfying these characteristics, then we can call it as a cloud. So this is the definition of it. So people, I mean, when you are saying that I'm using Salesforce, whether it's a cloud or not, yes, it is cloud because they have these applications. Multiple companies can go and ask for the requirement. They just give us in a minutes, maximum of hours they will provide. They will set up a separate environment for you. Okay, so after knowing this cloud, there might be, you might be hearing that infrastructure as a service and platform as a service and software as a service. There might be some generic cloud types that you might heard, but sometimes people are not clear what exactly this says. When we say it is infrastructure as a service, when we can say that is a platform as a service, when we can say it is a software as a service. Let's go move on to the next slide. So the first, we will start with the bottom to top. That is where it is started. So based on this, these clouds are divided into three types based on the service that they provide. So let's forget top two. The first one in this pyramid, it is infrastructure as a service. Initially, we have seen only infrastructure as a service because they just provide the servers, hardware. They just provide the shared virtualization platform. You just go there, boss, I need 10 servers, so 10 Linux or 10 Windows. Here you go. Within a minute, you will get all your servers back. And I just need to block some ports between these two. Yes, you will get it. So this is called, when you are going to some provider and asking or taking some only servers, then it is called as an infrastructure as a service. It's related to just servers and networking and firewalls and IP address. When you are talking just info, it's a simple to define. So if it is related to infrastructure, instead of building your own servers in your server room or data center or co-location, you just go these service providers and ask for the servers. That's it, you will get it. So that is called infrastructure as a service. So that is fine. So now we are getting the individual servers like Windows or Linux. So a little bit matured now. So there are some requirements like once you have the servers, then if it is a software development, you will install some IIS or .NET or Apache, Tomcat, Java, whatever it is, and you'll start developing some application on it. What if you have an option to just choose, I just need a .NET platform, or I just need a JBoss platform, or I just need IIS platform, Internet Information Service, or I just need Apache platform. What if you have these kind of environments ready for you to do the work? Yes, those kind of environment platforms are ready for you. What you just need to say is you just need to select in a tool that I just need a .NET 4.4 environment with 2 servers. That's it. You have the servers built in a backend and .NET installed on it. If you choose IIS, IIS also will be installed on it and ready for you. Along with the servers in infrastructure as a service, based on this infrastructure as a service, it's a little bit more advanced, and you can build some set of platforms ready for you, and you just need to choose that option, and you have your .NET environment or JBoss environment, some middleware environments ready for you. You just need to upload your code, and or you start developing the code on it and just run it. You have it. Those kind of environments is ready for you. There are many platforms of the service is ready for you. So then that cloud is called, that service is called platform as a service. So what is next? Software as a service. When we can call any application as a software, people ideally infrastructure, people won't confuse. It's very simple. But platform and software, sometimes people get confused, but I will tell you it's very easy to understand. So what is software as a service? So what is software as a service? It's nothing but, Google gmail.com is a platform as a service. Why? Because Gmail will provide a mail service to organization. So instead of building or developing your own application, somebody else is developing some shared application and can be used multiple opcos. So the Gmail, so if you go there to Gmail and ask, boss, I just need 1,000 emails like something user1 at banu.com and user2 and so on, user1000 at banu.com. Yes, you should able to get that mailboxes ready for you. That platform, entire mail platform, mail software is ready for you. You just need to go there and use it. So from in platform as a service, you need to develop your own application, but platform is prepared for you. But in software as a service, even that application is ready, and you just need to go there and use it. That's it. So some mail survey platforms, what you used to do is people will used to send the mails, surveys through emails by having their own setup earlier. But somebody is already launching some what is that monkey, some iron monkey or something is there. So that portal will do the surveys for on behalf of you, and you have your separate portal. You can design your questionnaire, and you can upload your recipients like the panel members and send the mails, and you will get the reports on your own. So that platform, the entire software, multiple people can use, or different opcos can use the same application. That is called software as a service. That means somebody else already developed some shared software which can be used by multiple people, multiple opcos, multiple organizations. So, and you don't need to develop your own. You don't need to host that entire setup on your data center. Something is there already in cloud, and you can be using it. So this is the major difference between infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and the software as a service. So any questions on these guys? So these are very much useful when you are talking to any CIOs or any articles related to cloud, people will always refer to these three names. Any questions on this?
No.
Good. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on. So once we understand this, we know what is cloud and we know what the different types of clouds. Sometimes you might heard about private cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. What about those three? So what is the basic understanding of those three? These are based on what kind of service that they provide, and based on the deployment, how you deploy the cloud. Based on that, the cloud is divided into three types. One is private, one is public, and one is hybrid. Okay, it's very simple. Public cloud is multi-tenant. So when we are seeing Azure, Google, Amazon, all these are public clouds. So what is private cloud? So private cloud is nothing but you have the same capabilities and it has the rapidly progressing things, but it will be used only for your organization and it has your controlled premises. You've installed and set up for your, it's like the best example is OpenStack is a private cloud, VMware private cloud. So you can build your own private cloud on your premises and you won't give any access to anybody else. It's not shared. This is very easy. Multiple, I mean, public cloud, private cloud. Okay, it's easy. So why we need to build a private cloud? When we have a public cloud, somebody is providing that setup already. So why I need to capacity planning, purchase SAN, virtualization, these software, that software, why I need to do that? So there are some scenarios. People will have some complaints issues. They don't believe that I don't want to put my complete, some important data in public cloud where multiple people are using the same resources. So they didn't yet get some confidence keeping their professional data or some health related data, some financial data in cloud. Those kind of institutions, organizations will build their own private clouds and keep some important data on it. Okay, that is the main reason for it. So what is hybrid cloud? So we know private and we know public cloud. What is hybrid cloud? So when we are saying hybrid cloud, it's nothing but, so let's imagine I have an organization. So I don't believe in public cloud for keeping all the applications, but there are some generic applications I will use public cloud, some intranet or something and all, and I have some financial data and I will use private cloud for that. I use OpenStack. So, but however, when you are a single organization, if you are using both clouds for your organization, and you need to make some connectivity between these two. So as an organization, if you are using a private and public cloud and with the connectivity between these two, then we can say this setup, entire setup is called hybrid cloud. As a single one, you have a public and a private clouds and you have a connectivity these two. So entire thing, then we can call this as a hybrid cloud. Okay, so as an organization, you are using a hybrid. You are an hybrid because you are using private and public and you have a connectivity between these two. Okay, that is called hybrid cloud. So any questions on this? Understanding cloud and different types of clouds based on the different deployments. What are the major cloud that we have, private and public and hybrid?
You got the public cloud.
You got the public, or I didn't get your question.
I said the public. Can you explain one more time about the public, private, and hybrid? All the three. I didn't get it properly before, while you're saying. So
Okay,
can you
sure.
explain me one more time, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
So as a public cloud, when we are saying, the name itself will tell us what exactly the public cloud. So public cloud is the best example is the Azure, or the Amazon Web Services. Why we are saying Amazon Web Services is a public cloud? So even myself, Banu, can go and have my own servers launched over there. And even yourself, you can go to the Amazon and launch your own servers over there. So somebody can, some other guy, Manish or Srikanth can go there and he can launch his own servers in single Amazon cloud, right? So this is nothing but multiple tenants. Multiple organizations can use a single cloud, then it will be called as a public. So anyone can go there and use that cloud. So those service, those cloud is called a public cloud. So when we are saying private, these with the same capabilities, organization, like take an example myself, though I have an organization, I put some servers in Amazon.com. So, but I have some financial data that I don't want to keep in a public cloud, because public is used by the Manish and Srikanth and Banu. So multiple fellows will have their own servers, they will install their own softwares, and I don't yet believe that my data is secure because it is public cloud. Multiple people have an access to that infrastructure. People can launch their own servers on it. So I don't want to. I just want to make sure that a question from my end or for entire organization level, we didn't keep any financial or any healthcare data cloud by using either. There are some softwares available. That is, OpenStack is one of the example, and VMware Private Cloud is one of the example. People will use those kind of cloud service and build their own private cloud by purchasing their own hardware and softwares, all of it. So those type of, based on the deployment, this cloud is called a private cloud. So we won't give an access to anybody else. Only your organization will have launch all servers or whatever it is. They will have a full control on their own infrastructure private cloud. No one else can start or launch any servers on it. So you are sure that no one have access to it. Uh, that is the definition of private cloud. So if you example of hybrid, organization myself, so I use public cloud, Amazon.com, Amazon AWS, Amazon Web Services, and also I launched a private cloud by using the VMware private cloud or OpenStack, and I put some connectivity between these two. So as an organization, I can say that I am using a hybrid cloud because I use public as well as a private, and I have a connectivity between these two. This is called, these are the three types of deployments in cloud. So Anish, did I answer your question? Is that clear now?
Did, thanks.
Lovely. So let's do a little bit on it. Let's go on. So this one. So how actually Amazon came into this kind of cloud service? How did they get this idea of building the Amazon Web Service or building this cloud service. Okay, we'll see that. I'll answer your question, Anish, on this.
Yeah. Please.
And how this came into picture, how Amazon started their cloud. We all know, people especially, how Amazon.com will sell the business. We have this Black Fridays and some Thanksgivings. Amazon.com will give a huge offers. So especially that weekend, the hit traffic on Amazon.com will increase almost 1,000 times. So what this means to Amazon? So for us, fine. I mean, we just go there and buy it. But what this means to Amazon, what exactly Amazon need to do before this Thanksgiving Day? What will happen behind the screens? They have to plan, they need to make sure even though the traffic is hit 1,000 times on that day, they should be able to manage their infrastructure properly without the downtime, without affecting any user, right? So further, they used to plan 6 months prior to purchase the extra amount of servers, storage, and all this capacity planning of load balance, everything they will plan and get ready for that Thanksgiving Day to hit only for days. They used to plan 6 months to buy the hardware. So once the Thanksgiving Day is, everybody is busy back at their work. So what will happen to the resources that they purchased for that 3 days? It's unused. Yes, it is really unused for after those 3 days. They're thinking of what else what we can do with these unused hardware. Can we sell these capacity to end users? Is there any way that we can reuse this for any other purpose? Yes, by having this idea that their thought was moving towards the cloud. And initially they started only one service that is called S3. It's a cloud storage. Anyone can the data and download by paying a small amount of money for them. So first initial started service is 3 in 2000, and most popular service used by many organizations. Okay, that's where they have the idea started of reuse or using the unused hardware that is from there. They from this idea started developing the application of this Amazon Web Services. Okay, good. They have this idea, and when we are saying they started this cloud, okay, so they should be having their own infrastructure. So where they have their infrastructure, this is the which will tell you, this slide will tell you, they data center facility. This is the world map, and they have the data center facility. So we have these orange option round tell you, okay, let's go to the latest one, because the one with the but always change the locations. They will keep increasing the locations. So see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in US side, around 7. In Europe we have a 3 and some in and China, we have Asia Pac in Australia, US, India, Singapore. These locations 3, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 active data center facilities we have. AWS have these location center facilities. So in terminology, these regions are called regions. So they have a 16 regions across the globe. So when we are saying data center, do the single location center? No, we can't. We should. It is facilities because they have more than one data center facilities in different region across the globe. That is the main reason. I mean, why we are saying is region facilities. It's not a single. Saying region, it will contain multiple data center facilities. Within that orange circle indicates of data center facilities within that region. So if you see this in US 3, 2, 3, there are 3 regions within and north side. So it is west. Have 3 regions. Within region, take one example, one side. In one orange circle, we have a 3. That 3 indicates we have a 3 different data center facilities within that region. So what that means in AWS terminology, it has a 3 availability zones. 3 different data center facilities, nothing but 3 availability zones. It is more related to application side. I mean, so you can easily availability side. So why we need 3 availability zones in a single region? So let's imagine that I will take India and Hyderabad is an example. So let's imagine that in one region we have in Hyderabad. So everyone knows that high-tech city, right? So across the globe, so we have a one availability zone in high-tech city. So it's in Madhapur, that's an IT center in Hyderabad. So if something natural calamities happens like earthquake or bombing or whatever it is, natural or something calamities are happening, some bombing is happening. So there is a possibility that entire data center may lose the network connectivity or it might crash entire data center. So what if you want to have an availability even though if you lose the entire data center facilities which is there in high-tech city? In Hyderabad itself, with some managed some distance, they will put something nearby some around after 70 kilometers or 80 kilometers range, they will put one more data center in data center facilities in somewhere near to Ramosi Film City, the world's famous film city. Okay, that means in Hyderabad they might have a 2 availability zones. That means 2 data center facilities are connected with low latency network. So this region indicates this region have 3 different availability zones within that. Okay, that means they have 3 data center facilities in that regions. Even though if you lose one data center facility, you still have that option. The way you configure your application, you can launch one server in one availability zone and one server in another availability zone. And both will be, I mean, even though if you lose one availability zone, you still have your application running unimpacted. That is the purpose of having a availability zones within the regions. Okay, So that means Amazon have 16 active regions, and each region have a multiple, at least minimum 2 and more than maximum up to 5 availability zones in those regions. Okay, this is what the global infrastructure offer. As part of global infrastructure, apart from these regions and availability zones, you also have an edge locations. So what these edge locations are? Edge locations are like content delivery networks. Even though if you have a global infrastructure in different countries, but even within India, what is the region? How many regions? Within India, we have only one region. Okay. So why we need edge locations? Edge locations spread across the globe. We have around 40s or 50s edge locations. Okay, these blue icons represents edge locations. And 2 in South America. In Middle East, we have more than 10. And Asia Pacific around more than 15. And these are continental based divided geographical locations. So we have around more than 40 edge locations. Why we need edge locations? These edge locations are content delivery network. These are interconnected with Amazon regions, Amazon data center facilities with low latency network. And when we host some application in somewhere in let's take an example of Microsoft.com, which is there in red. And what if from India, if definitely you will have a huge user base from India. That means many millions of people will try to use the Microsoft.com. On Microsoft.com, we'll have, ideally, if you click on this Microsoft.com, Microsoft.com page, you have downloads also will be there. There are some images and images especially. Let's take a couple of images on the default page. So what will happen if you click on Microsoft.com? It will try to fetch all the information from the Redmond server, where actually they have a original servers. So what if somebody is there in between in India, instead of downloading the repeated files because if it is one user, it's fine. What if millions of users trying to access Microsoft.com? Each this will be downloaded from the Microsoft site or servers. So what if we have some middleman between this? Instead of downloading every time, if it is same live image, instead of downloading from Microsoft, if we get downloaded from the India server, so what is the benefit that we will get? The response time to browse the site will be reduced, the load on servers will be reduced. The data transfer between the end user to Microsoft server will be reduced. So for those purpose, the content delivery network will be used. Amazon have their own CDN network, content delivery network that they have. Okay. So the best example for this, the present leader in the market is Akamai. Akamai network. Even Microsoft will use that. If you, this is the Microsoft site, right? If you right click and click on inspect, and if you see this is an it has a separate location, and the URL of this image is downloaded from imageprod cms ids of microsoft-com.akamized.net. This is the actual domain. Even Microsoft is using Akamai, a CDN network, to get the data or deliver the data fast to the end users to improve the performance of the site. Okay, so as part of Amazon global infrastructure, we have a regions, we have an availability zones, we saw that we have an edge locations. Okay, this is what the global infrastructure of it. So at the course we discussed, and what are the cloud we discussed, cloud deployments types we discussed, and we discussed about the global infrastructure of Amazon. So the entire course is 90% is practical. Everything I show you is I will do the lab, and I will make sure that I will do 80 to 90% of the labs. Whichever is possible in AWS, I will do it. Okay, that's what we will do. And the question that Anish asked, let me see that. Does the business analytics includes cloud computing? Don't basics of in morning that I have seen like different kind of techniques, letters and context diagram. Okay, so ideally this business analytics BI tools, there is a separate module within the AWS, but it's not covered in this course. There is a separate session, separate service itself. If you log into AWS, let's say I'm there in already in AWS, and there are analytics. They have different analytics tools. That we have a Kinesis, we have, and EMR, Elastic MapReduce based works on Hadoop. We have a quick site for direct front end for the analytic reporting purpose. There is a separate section, but it's not covered for our in this course, the Cloud Architect and SysOps. Okay, did I answer your question, Anish?
Thanks, Banu.
Yeah. Okay, so okay guys, so this is what the demo is, and you can ask any generic questions if you have any course related or anything. Okay, if we don't have any questions, then we can wind up, and you can touch base with Malladri for any further questions. So I can come back to him if you have any questions, and he can relay that info back to you guys. Okay, and thank you very much guys, and have a nice day. Yeah.
Thanks for spending your time.
And no problem, mate. Okay guys, thank you, have a nice day, and bye.